Hello, and today I'll be doing a playthrough of, well, a bit of a speedrun I suppose, of Batman the video game, which is a platform game for the NES, came out in 1989, loosely based on the film Batman. Quite loosely, there's not a lot of enemies you would probably recognise from the actual Batman lore, other than the Joker, he is the end boss. But most of these creatures and monsters you'll be fighting, especially these weird sort of spiky drone things I suppose, are not really familiar to me as a sort of reasonably knowledgeable fan of the Batman franchise. Anyway, so first level here, you'll see there's 5 stages. Gotham Cathedral is the last stage, Labyrinth before that, Sewers, Chemical Plant, and Gotham City. And this first level's pretty easy. You aim to get through here in about 2 minutes. You can see my personal best time just on my little live split there. World record for this is something like 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Might actually be a slightly quicker than that. It's crazy pace, the fast one. And I have, of course, watched the Arcus playthrough where he beats the game in about 10 minutes, which is certainly a sight to see. So I'm nowhere near that pace, has to be said. Certainly slow down a lot, particularly in the sewers level, when we'll see the... I should actually look up the names of the enemies. Every enemy in this game had an actual name in the manual. So let's quickly look up Batman the video game enemies. NES 1989.
I have played so much, so I made it to the rank of platinum.
So some of the names quoted on the wiki are KG Beast, Deadshot, I've heard of him, Max Jesus, Shakedown, Heatwave, Mobile Tracker, Mobile Home Mine, The Enforcer, Night Slayer, Javelin, Dropclaw, Jader, EEV and Railrunner. No corresponding picture to go with that, so I'm not too sure exactly which enemies are which there. We'll get a reasonable first level there. Didn't get the best boss there. You can beat the boss in 2 cycles, but it requires almost perfect timing with the Batarang. You'll see when you hit an enemy they flash, and that actually gives you just this brief moment where you can jump through them without worry. It's really an important tactic while doing the speedrun. I use it in some spots, probably not. I mean, I am still kind of only learning the game here. You can see just at the top of my live slot there that I've only done 14 runs and only finished 4 of them. My aim, I wanted to do a video where I got under 20 minutes, and no spoilers, but I managed that in this video here. So this bit's a bit awkward here. Pause for a second and don't have my Batarang switched out, which in turn causes what I presume is the mobile home mine to be that little bit closer. Makes that section a little bit hairy, but going into stage 2 with full health, I'm always fairly happy with that. I mean, I have been playing it around a bit more in this, and there are various ways I could have saved time in this run. You can hop up there rather than running the full way around. Little things like that. So the sum of my best segments at that point, 17:53. I think I've actually got that down to about 17 minutes 16 seconds. So I do think the sub 17 is probably out of reach without a lot more work, but certainly sub 18 would be fairly achievable based on the best segments, even as this run's recorded. I think I recorded this run maybe 2-3 days ago, as we're speaking on the 6th of March. So these guys aren't really any kind of issue. You just kind of jump at them, punch, and they take about 3 hits to drop. Part of the tactic, I suppose, of actually running the game quickly is to have the right weapon ready for the right enemy coming up, and it will allow you to defeat them much quicker rather than, you know, having to pause and wait. You always seem to get a heart from that guy with a much higher kind of chance than most other ones. I almost accidentally jump over the first guy there. Quite often, if you go too quickly, you will have the chance of running into him. And going into stage 2-3 at 4 minutes 25 with only 1 health point missing. Reasonably happy with that. I'm gonna pause here for just a second, see if there's any hearts or anything. Nope. If you're not quick down there, you want to have your fist equipped. I have been experimenting now with using the weapons to beat these guys a bit quicker, but nothing really beats just running at them with your fists here. And jumping onto this platform at the 5-minute mark, I've certainly improved on that. I can get that down to about 4 minutes 35 seconds now. But I do kind of struggle with the later stages at the moment, which is kind of stopping me getting that sort of sub 17-minute time or close to it. You can see from the live split that I, in particular, struggled with well, I suppose the sewers. Coming up for the boss fight for the chemical warehouse here though, and this guy's I say guy, it's more of a wall-mounted turret defense system. You can do this on low health if you take your time a little bit. The more health you do have, it does give you that little bit more insurance. Maybe go for it somewhat. I wonder, I can't remember if I do this one particularly quickly. I just no wait the bullets. Yep, if you miss your jump up there, you don't really get a second chance. So jump up. You can kind of tank the damage to some extent. And I'll split there with a time save on my personal best. So kind of slow going into this stage. Normally I'm even past this large red guy before the 6-minute mark. And these guys are the real time killer for me. I need to figure out a better way to get past these guys quickly. They take 3 shots from your dirk, which is your 3-shot weapon. It takes 3 ammo to use. And they're a bit of a pain in terms of slowing you down. If you watch Arcus do it, he just kind of punches them, uses the invincibility moment to jump through them without really too much of an issue, but I kind of struggle doing that. I can kind of deal with them on like even ground. You just like chuck your dirk at them and then run underneath and then chuck it again. But I struggle with this guy here a bit. Kind of get out there with too much health lost, and I always seem to take a point of damage here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it just seems to be a struggle to take anything but at least 1 damage. Frequently in my runs, if I'm just on 1 or 2 points of health here, I'll just take the death there. Costs about 4 seconds and then refills your health points, and then kind of sets you up. This guy can be a bit awkward. How did I deal with him here? Just kind of got lucky with the bounces and had enough ammo to take out this guy as well. One of the harder parts of doing this quickly is ammo management and having enough for the right situation. It's quite a difficult kind of balancing act to always have your ammo, so you always kind of, if possible, just resort to your fists. And after that, all you can do is really hope for a decent ammo pickup, and that'll carry you most of the way there. So yeah, the first boss was Killer Moth. I got a reasonable Killer Moth fight. Second boss is the Machine Intelligence System. We're just trying to come up to fight the third boss here, but this stage is a bit awkward, and I was always kind of conscious that if I was sitting only like on 0 health or like 1 or 2 health or 0 lives, it'd probably be best to take the continue here. Not sure how you can see me check the lives there. That's why I paused it briefly just to see. Is it even worth continuing, or should I just maybe consider restarting? These tanks can be kind of awkward. As long as you can kind of jump over their fire, then crouch and just hammer away at them, sometimes you get out with taking any damage. They're very slow to take out otherwise. They take 4 shots from your strength 3 weapon, so they are often a hazard. As long as you're quick enough, that green mine there will usually never hit you. And you're given the option here, you can jump in between those 2 individual ones, and that'll allow you to jump up cleanly. Or if you jump on the wall, you'll have to kind of do a small jump and then jump again to clear the large double one. Not the smoothest jump up the path here, and not the greatest amount of health here, sitting on half health. It's very difficult to take out this next boss, the Electrocutioner, as he's called in the wiki. It's very difficult to take him out when you don't have at least half health, preferably over. So I think, yeah, at this point I just think I'll just take the death and then get a chance to go in there with full health. It's really pretty easy when you have full health. You just kind of run up and spam the batarangs, and that seems to be the quick method that even the speedrunners use. So As you can see, yay! It's difficult to do it without taking at least 4 damage. You can do it taking only 3, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Very low on ammo for this section, which is a pain because we have another one of these red jumping guys. I'm not too sure. Is that Night Slayer or Javelin perhaps? I'm not too sure. Again, another awkward section where I always seem to take some damage. Actually did it fairly smoothly there, only 2 points of damage. And I was very conscious that I wanted to keep my ammo in check because coming up there's another red guy. I think one of the last ones in the run, possibly. Well, there's 2 in this section coming up certainly. I think those might be the last 2 in the run. Luckily we get a double ammo drop there, which gives us more than enough to take out this guy. Sitting here with plenty of ammo at this point. 67 shots is maximum you can carry is 99, so that's decent enough. Very slow taking out this red guy here, but I just wanted to be fairly cautious, knowing that I was sitting with 1 spare life, so I didn't want to burn the lives until getting to stage 5 at the minimum. And at this point I was on for fairly good pace. I did the sewer section much quicker than normal, perhaps you could say. You always want to make sure you have plenty of ammo for this section coming up, because you need a fair amount of level 3 shots to do it quite cleanly. Since these enemies are on a slightly lower level than you are. That's a nice little lucky heart there, takes me back up to full health. That's the one real aspect of RNG in Batman the video game, is what enemies give you. Another heart there, but it was already full health. I don't often take damage doing that drop down there, so I've started being a lot more cautious because it is just a reckless point to take. That red enemy, when I come back down on myself and head to the right hand side, that was a waste of ammo by the way, I should have just punched him. I always take a point of damage here. I've seen artists play it, I've seen speedrunners do it, and they always take a point as well, so I don't know what the play is that you're meant to do. These guys can get a little awkward. Sometimes you get a lucky double drop heart there, and that's a really nice thing to see.
Anyway, you get an assortment of geometric 3D shapes.
Always struggle with this stage. I'm happy if I take 2 points of damage on the way down from there. And I really, this bit, if you try and rush your time here, it will catch you out. Relatively low on ammo, you could say. But ammo's not the biggest concern for the boss coming up. Really, what I find the hardest ammo management aspect is making sure you have enough for the fight against Fireberg, which is the sort of sub-boss of level 5-1. Oh no, I actually waste a good 10 or 15 seconds or so making that jump look much more difficult than it actually is. These single sort of square conveyor belts are really awkward to jump on, and you want to travel far enough off that wall that you don't hit the little roaming mobile home mine, or whatever we're calling it. That might be the thing that drops from the ceiling actually. The mobile tracker might be the thing we're using there. Very low on ammo at this point, and which is a bit of a worry because I think I'd try and just punch it. Yeah, you can just sit and chuck level 3 weapons at those guys, or you can kind of just run up and try and stun lock punch them. It looks like for this one I was mindful of my low ammo count, decided to just rush up and whack away. Getting decent ammo counts here, although that was a kind of a wasteful use of the level 3 one.
Because of the way it is, you're not necessarily know. Sticking things in, you can't see the back side of it, you can turn it and look at it.
I've not got hit by those green mines in this section yet. I always just manage to do the jump over them. Now this boss can be a little bit awkward. I've been experimenting with a kind of faster way to do it, which involves kind of switching your batarang here and then kind of wailing on the same one that you were hitting at. It's quicker, but it is less safe. A lot of the time if you just sort of crouch at that middle column there and just whack away while crouching, you can kind of do it with minimal damage loss. And as soon as you... oh no, I actually died here. Oh, well. That wasn't ideal,
Exactly, yeah. Tetris is
but I think that left me with zero lives left, so I presume I'll burn that last one and continue at one point, with just the cathedral level to go. So these are all opportunities for just time saves, just better execution, not having to use continues. But it is that difficult balance of getting to a boss with just enough life to get through them. The way to do here is to switch to your level 2 weapon and then just kind of strafe around. And if you time your shots right, you won't even take any damage as he passes by you. So that's a reasonably clean lab ruins, and we head into level 5 here. Do I check how many lives I have here and decide whether it's worth restarting? It doesn't look like I do. This section is especially awkward to do quickly because you kind of want to rush, but there's 3 guys shooting your way. Eventually you just realise that the best way is to use your level 3 weapon. And just try and hit all 3 or sometimes 4 targets at once. Coming up to this stage with full health is very beneficial, as a lot of these jumps sort of near these gears are fairly awkward. But it went okay there. Now these yellow crane enemies, these must be the drop claw? No, these can't be drop claws. I'm not sure what these are according to the Batman lore, but those little jumps between the gaps there, those are really awkward to do. And similarly, I could never figure out how to get past this crane without taking at least a point of damage. There's no smart way to do it that I can see. Do I jump past this crane or do I try and attack it? I can't really remember. I jumped it? Well, I attacked it, sorry, that's quite unusual. And then the last of the awkward jumps here, which I actually managed to pull off. Now there's one last red guy here, which is the last real enemy that I would say is the biggest hazard. The biggest hazard itself is this little jump in between the middle of those 2 boxes on top of the gears, basically. But as long as you do the little wall strafe, you can manage it. And we'll, coming up now, have the fight with Firebug, who is the Joker's henchman, main trusted bodyguard. I've seen very quick ways to do this, where you just kind of rush in, lock him in this loop where he's not really attacking or doing anything, and then just wail on him with your batarangs, which seems very effective. But the more cheesier method is to do what I'm doing here and just stay in the corner and whip away. Firebug, yes, the sub-boss. There's a term that you don't hear much these days. There's apparently a prototype of this game where he was the final boss, Firebug there, and upon defeating him you would fight the Joker in a cutscene. But they obviously added the Joker fight to that. And it's a fairly difficult final boss fight, I found. He starts by shooting his gun at you. You can see Jack Nicholson's likeness here. That does 3 damage every time it hits you, so it's devastating. I do think you get refilled to full health at least. And from here, basically you want to stick close to the Joker, whack away punches, jump in the air anytime he uses his lightning, which can stop you taking damage, and hope his gun doesn't hit you, which does the most devastating amount. And once you've kind of knocked him down there, sometimes you get a bug where you don't really need to wait that couple of seconds, and you'll get a glitch out, which, you know, saves like 3-4 seconds. But we'll see now. Joker gets thrown off of Gotham Cathedral by Batman, and I post a time of 18 minutes 33 seconds, which is reasonable but not amazing. Anyway, that's been Batman the video game. I've enjoyed speedrunning that one, and I may do so again in future. But thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.